What's up, guys? My name's Junie,
My name's Angel,
and
and
this
this
is
is
the
the Big
Big
and
and Tall
Tall podcast.
podcast. So,
Wait. Okay, we started bad today. Uh,
so we started.
now we can
Alright. So
continue.
now I'm guessing. Well, just by that, just by seeing that,
Y'all
I
can't
think
see
you
it
can
that well,
see
probably, but
just by the background and the book. We're gonna talk about crime,
true crime.
unsolved crime. Ooh,
Ooh.
I mean that's something we're gonna dab into. You know how we say we're gonna do different categories and stuff. Like,
Series,
just don't start now. We just started.
series.
We're at here 45 seconds in. You're already starting
This
some
is the
shit.
crime
Hey, sorry,
series,
sorry, sorry. I'm
not
about to commit a
category.
fucking crime.
That's on camera.
We both look at the girl like.
That's on camera.
But yeah. So we were before doing this, we were deciding on what we should do. So I know we were. You said we were gonna do something about crime today because last week we did Marvel. So before this, we were thinking about let's see what crimes you want to talk about.
The first crime I actually thought about was Blackbeard, but
Yeah, through this crime book. But I was like,
crime book
when he said, I was like,
book
"Who's that?" And he was like, "Some pirate." I'm like,
from the
kind of sound like
1790 ish.
but when when I said when you said Blackbeard, I thought of okay,
This
because
is not
if you
Pirates
ever
of the
seen One
Caribbean.
Piece,
Oh,
I think it's Whitebeard if I'm not mistaken, or Blackbeard. I forgot the name. I'm getting into the anime, but One Piece is a guy who who the one that put the One Piece sound like the treasure. So, but I was like, no. So I watched. It's not a plug, anyways. BuzzFeed Unsolved. They like talk about like real life murders or like crimes and stuff. Just different things. And I was looking to the book. I seen like the Black Dahlia. If any of you guys know, I saw Jeffrey Dahmer, DB Cooper, and stuff like that. I was
we
telling
will
him
get to those
we will get to go.
eventually.
So I was like, we could do the Black Dahlia, and I showed him the video. He's like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I was like, you know about Jack the Ripper? And he's like, who's that? So okay. So I showed him the video, and he was like, let's do that one, just because there was a little bit more information. Plus, there was apparently, well, like I said, eight suspects. We'll get to those, but we'll
Uh,
talk more. We're gonna talk about most of them, not all of them.
Officially, it was three though.
Well,
Like that they were actually like had like
like they
ideas of
actually thought
suspects.
who it
Yes,
was,
but
but
then the other five, well, that was a little bit more of like people speculating
yeah.
ish.
But it's me. I mean, at the same time, it's could be them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just speculations. Can
Theories,
true.
thoughts,
So
ideas.
we're gonna talk about Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
This took place. This is crazy. It took place in 1888. Wow, old as hell.
Older than my grandma.
This took place in 1888 in Whitechapel, London, in the United Kingdom.
That
I
was
didn't know that
far.
was possible. There was killers in the Great Brit. You know,
Please don't. Please
it's
don't. Not
like
like
what?
that.
Would you like
Please.
some teas and crumpet, and then just kill you with the freaking the teapot in your head, bro? Imagine,
Yeah, he has a big imagination.
dude.
A big imagination.
Imagine. But yeah, I mean, the theme of this, killing was murders of prostitutes.
Exactly. It was specifically for some reason,
Prostitutes.
specifically for prostitutes. Yeah,
So
he
it's like
killed a total of
it
what
wasn't just like
six?
it was just like normal people. Like it wasn't, and the thing
He
is
didn't
that
have beef with. I mean, that we know of specific like people that he wanted to kill.
I don't think maybe specific, but I mean it could just be like taking advantage of the vulnerable. Just it could be people he knows too, which we'll get to that too.
Woman.
Women, but it was mostly women, not just like it wasn't even men. No men. It
Yeah,
was
it
just
was just prostitutes.
straight women. I mean, what you saying? All women are prostitutes? 'Cause
No,
you just said women.
no. I specify. I
Oh,
specify.
it was just.
I specify.
But yeah, so he killed six people, well, six women, but it was speculated that he killed around 11. It wasn't. I don't know. They said it wasn't
Officially six though.
officially six, but it was speculated he killed at least like that. He maybe killed 11 people,
He probably
which
even killed more. The only thing is like,
maybe
who knows? And he was just in the bottom of his house, you know.
John Wayne Gacy.
Or
I mean,
no, no, no. I mean, okay, okay.
John Wayne Gacy
I was
was the
gonna say
one.
Jeffrey Dahmer, but no,
Nah,
he
Jeffrey Dahmer
literally
was in his
just
house when the
disintegrated his
accident. Yeah,
shit. So
like in his
no,
actual like apartment.
yeah.
John Wayne
The
Gacy was the one.
but then Jack, he could have like just buried them in the bottom of his house
True, because I mean, back then,
if
it's
it was more
1888.
exactly.
It's there's not that really much technology or anything.
Not only that,
You
like
know,
everybody looked the same.
true. Plus, it was
Also,
like, you know, he was pretty much. It's pretty much an era where it was like not that much things could like help find who this person
yeah, it's not
was,
like there was a Twitter or some shit like that. Like, oh look, a man just killed someone right now.
or
Like,
just like cameras, just to see like
exit, like
surveillance
yeah,
cameras or anything. So it was like it's much harder.
it was just polices with hard hats.
Because I mean, they said he was what? He was like
5, 5, 5, 5, from 5'5" to 5'7",
5'7", and he was around like 25 to 30,
and he had a
around there.
mustache. Like
Mustache, top
he
hat, wore black.
they
I mean,
like
pretty
the
much
police
anybody.
exactly the police
Describing
literally like
anybody
just identified every person. I mean, every man living
in the
in
UK.
London. Like
So it was like,
bruh.
plus they said what he was like kind of bulky. He wasn't
Yeah,
like like super skinny, but he wasn't also
but then he
like
was short.
big.
I mean,
Like not
relatively
short,
short,
a
from
little
five
bit
five
short.
to 5'7".
I mean
You know,
5'7". Well, I mean 5'7" is short, but it's not like super short.
is average in London, I guess. I
Yeah,
mean,
just an
by that time,
like
in
it's
that
kind of like
time
the average. Like he was just they're basically saying just the average size of man
in London,
in London. Yeah,
in the 1800s.
true. So I mean, most of his what I seen, most of his killings were kind of towards the morning, but like not even not like it's like
Night to
around
morning,
not night to well yeah
kinda
night to
ish.
morning because it the earliest one I seen was I think like around 1 in the morning,
Wait,
and then I think that one of the last ones that he did was around like 10:45 in the morning,
uh,
something like that. I
okay,
mean,
the
you have to have the
earliest
guts to freaking murder somebody at 10 in the morning, bro. It's like
ten
who
forty five in the morning,
he woke up and chose violence, literally.
and that was his sixth victim.
His last one,
Yeah. So at
which
10:45, and the earliest
it was
was
like 1 in the morning, right?
yeah,
It should have been like one of the first victims.
yep, 1 a.m. It
So I
was the
mean,
fourth though,
it was a fourth.
fourth
Yeah, the
victim,
fourth one.
Elizabeth Stride.
So, with the information from this book, we can tell you a little bit about, you know, what went on and kind of like the notes I have here. Now, I don't have as much. I don't have as much there just because we have the crime books.
Exactly. We
Well,
got, we
literally,
got
it
it.
is called the crime book. So,
It's literally the crime book.
so with that, the first murder took place August.
Let's
If I'm
go,
not
Van.
mistaken, August. Ooh, August
First
8th,
murder was no August 7th
August 7th. I was
at
close.
3:30 a.m. Martha Tabran discovered at George Yard buildings, now known as Gunthrope Street.
So I know with that, they this guy found her on the street, and he was like he thought she was passed out. I think it's either from like I think falling from the floor or like falling from like the building or something. So then when he went and checked up on her, he found that her throat was slit
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
apparently, I mean, if he thought she fell from a building, apparently that's like the normal at that
I mean,
time.
maybe, but I don't think it should have been like a big building. I
Either way,
mean,
if you fall from a building like straight down, you're gonna.
but not.
But
It just depends on
if he,
how far you fall from. Because I
oh
mean,
yeah,
if
yeah,
it's like you
but
fall from like here, like from that window to the floor,
yeah,
I mean,
but
it's nothing.
London, 1800s, those like let's say three-story buildings ish.
True, but I mean,
But like his first thought was that she just fell from a
probably
building.
fell or probably just like passed out or something from.
Now
drinking or something. I
that's a
don't know.
little crazy,
But you never
but
know because people, people pass out from drinking and stuff. They just on the floor, just
and 3:30 in the morning,
true. Because
1800s again.
but then when he went, he saw that her throat I think was slit and that like she was gutted out. And then on the autopsy, it says she was stabbed over 40 times in her neck
And yeah, in her
and her
throat, and
abdomen,
yeah,
which
and
dude,
that
you gotta.
that should be painful.
You think she's dead?
I mean,
Hey, imagine getting, dude. That's
slow
crazy
way
though. Like
to
just,
die.
just like not even just like
Depending where he started, is gonna be a slow way to die because if he started in the next year, he'll
no.
probably be
That's the
dead.
fast way to die because
Actually,
getting stabbed 40 times between your neck and
if
your
it's the neck,
abdomen. That's
yes, but if it's the
crazy.
abdomen first, you'll probably like feel the pain a lot
But I mean,
before,
even though if you
like
get
let's say like
stabbed a lot
five
in the
minutes.
abdomen, you're you're bleeding a lot. A lot of blood is coming out. You're losing blood like fast. Plus, and if he gutted her too, that's wild. Like he must
Yeah,
have known about like like surgical stuff just to have her gutted out, her
and not
intestines and
and not only
everything out.
that, based on the forensics, they said that like it was well done. Like it wasn't just he
It
just
wasn't just like
cut
a
it and
simple.
just
Yeah, it
get it
wasn't like
out.
a
Like he
simple.
actually did a good job.
It was
Like
like
based
not
on
like a good one.
like
Not like a not like
wait
as a good
wait
job of like yay you killed them. It's
no
like
no
no
like taking out
uh,
the
the intestines and stuff like that,
yeah. So
which is wild.
based on them, he had a little bit of knowledge
Oh,
about
like
that, like basic,
like surgical knowledge and stuff like
yeah, like basic knowledge. They said, but it was well done. Um,
that. Well,
I
a
mean,
job well done.
you understand what I mean.
So then the second, let me see, because
He took my book.
I mean, I'm the one talking to.
Hey,
So
it has a bookmark, bro.
I can't. Sorry for it's taking a little bit longer.
Bro,
Because
just put the book. Damn.
there we go.
Damn.
So the second place, the second murder took
Well, yeah, second.
place. I mean,
Whatever. Yes.
not
Keep on
second
going.
place,
Keep
but
on going.
the second murder took was on August 31st at 3:40 a.m. Mary Nichols was discovered at Buck Road Stables, now known as Durwood Street. So, and the thing is, it's not far from where the first murder took place.
How much? Like 3 blocks from it.
Say about like three or four blocks, like yeah, like 3 to 5 blocks. Which you know, it's wild because it's like,
Because
oh yeah, one person died here. Like 2 weeks later, another one shows up almost near where the first murder took place.
that's the thing. It was all in like that area, like that
It
town.
was all close
Yeah,
in the matter of
I don't think it had like a 15-mile radius in general.
it was like
Like
super
that's
close.
how close it was. So like he probably lived in the area. I
Yeah,
mean,
he most likely lived in the
yeah,
area if he knew that area because I
because
mean
just to escape, you have to know like back streets and all that.
true
Different
yeah
places
true
that you could hide or just sneak out or just
because I mean
move
they
around.
still because like I mean they haven't caught them.
I mean, yeah, because like it's not like he's just gonna go and be like, oh, I killed someone. Hey, I killed someone. Like somebody, at least one person, be like, hey, you killed someone. Stop. Like I don't know.
No, yeah, because then with that it's super crazy. So then the third murder happened September 8th at 6 a.m. Annie Chapman was discovered at 29 Hanbury Street. So literally another like 3 blocks from the first murder,
Damn.
which is like that's super close. It's like it's not. Eventually, they would have to like know that it's somebody that lives near there,
Yeah,
just
in the area,
because
in the
in
town.
the area, because it's not like somebody from the outside is gonna keep coming in. We're gonna talk about like kind of like people,
Theories.
yeah, and it's like no way is like somebody from the outside coming and just killing people, and it's like it took it was in the span of 4 months, where it's like, you know, they're going and murdering people
just because.
just because,
I mean,
then
we don't know the
stopping,
reasons still, but
then like let's say if it was somewhere out, like they live somewhere else, they just go to a random town, kill people, like kill
prostitutes
people.
specifically, because
Exactly,
that's what he targeted.
prostitutes. So it's
Yeah,
like it's no way it's somebody from the outside. It has to be at least somebody that's, you know,
that knows.
that knows the area well, and at least like knows like, oh yeah, she's a prostitute. Because now he's not gonna go up just to a random person and be like, oh, are you a prostitute? And it's like,
I mean, probably like at that time you could have just go to the streets and just they'll just go to you, I guess.
but I mean, I feel like, if he would have had at least had to know who these women were, just because
Also,
it's not like you go up to a random person and it's like, oh, you're a prostitute? Yeah, I'm a prostitute, and then you just pull out a knife. It's like the first instinct is gonna run, then I'll be like, so it's like they had to at least be comfortable with, you know,
true,
Jack the
true.
Ripper in order to like,
But then they didn't know who Jack the Ripper was, so
I mean,
he was like a
they
mystery
could have
man.
known,
We gotta bring
it's just a
Scooby
theory,
Doo in the
and the mystery gang
just
was to bring
to
the
be like,
mystery
oh,
man.
what mask are you wearing?
So, so on September 30th, there was this event that they called the double event, because the Jack the Ripper killed two people in the
Supposedly.
same night. No, he actually did.
I mean, yeah, but
So it's said that
it could have been a
um
coincidence, but no.
after the last murder he did, it was all quiet, and the people of Whitechapel, you know, started to relax. They're like, oh yeah, there's no more murders or anything no more. So then the increased police attention and vigil, vigilantes probably deterred the killer from striking again. But then on September 30th, you know, uh, the double event. So there was two new victims that they found an hour, not like an hour.
45 minutes of difference.
Well, I mean, not like not like an hour apart, but like
45 minutes.
near each other. But they were discovered. Like one person was killed. Let's say they said one person was killed at 1 a.m. The other one was killed at 2. So that's like when they discovered them. You know,
Oh yeah,
so like
yeah.
an hour from each other. Like
An hour
that's when the murders
separate.
happen. And it's not like, yeah, he killed this person at like at 12 in the morning, and then he killed another person at like 1 in the afternoon. It's like it took place an
It was
hour. Like he
consistent.
killed somebody, and then he went somewhere like to a different street, and it was like, you know what? I'm gonna kill again. Boom.
But then the second kill of that day, that night, uh, he actually didn't finish to do his little sculpture like he always did though.
Because it says that at 1 a.m. in East West Chapel, this club or this workers club named Louis DM Schutz. He drove his pony drawn cart around like the area, and he said that it was said to be that the horse began to act strange, and he said it said he struck a match and crept into the darkness, and with like him, like because back then they never had flashlights, they had the
Yeah, yeah.
little
Little
the
lantern.
lantern, yeah. So when he went and searched around to see, he found a woman named Elizabeth Stride, um, in a pool of blood, and it says, her dead hand clutched a packet of uh, cashews, sweets, used to freshen the breath. Oh, so she had like
Mints.
mints. She had a packet of mints in her hands. So I
She was
mean,
gonna mint him.
mint him. I mean, I think they carried her, because they're obviously prostitutes. They probably just like pop one just to have their breath freshen and
Yeah,
everything, just
just
like before
yeah.
they do the deeds. So as you can tell, wearing different clothes.
Yes, we had some technical difficulties like always.
Yeah, and life also.
Yeah,
But um, the last clip that you saw, you're talking about how one of
half
the
of the clip.
victims uh, had mints in her hands.
Yeah, because she was gonna miss someone right there.
Looking good.
But you already saw that in the last clip. But
But
yeah, just to say it again for
yeah,
no reason.
what kind of like a recap of like the victims. Um, the first ever victim that was found on her back. Excuse me, with her throat slit and she was disemboweled. Then the second victim, uh, stabbed, and the violence escalated so much. The murderer, well, Jack the Ripper, took her womb, which is
Weird.
weird. Like, why
Why
you
would
take
you want
somebody?
it?
Yeah, why would you take somebody's womb?
Sell it at the black market.
Hmm. They had the black market back then in
They
1888.
had the physical black market, I
Right.
guess. I mean, if you know people, you know people.
I mean,
Back in the day.
just weird.
Disclaimer.
The third victim had their throat slit, but was interrupted. Jack the Ripper couldn't do his
I
normal.
mean, that's what they think, that he was interrupted because it
Well,
was
cause
it
it's
was
cause it's
different.
cause this dude named Lewis Dame Schultz approached, like when he kind of like didn't see it, but like he found the victim just with her throat slit.
Yeah,
Something
and if
like
he saw the face, he was gonna be the next victim, probably.
true. But it's like he Jack the Ripper didn't do his normal killing where
Yeah,
it's like
like getting
it was
your
kind of
intestines and all that shit out.
his not weirdness but like violentness kind of kills.
Graphic.
Exact graphic. That's what I meant.
PG-13.
It's more like that was probably like a PG-13. His other ones are like rated R. Beyond that,
Yes, mature.
then I know his fourth victim. It's the same night that he killed the one with the slit throat. Uh, this is she. It really didn't say. I really didn't find anything like through my research. I just guessing he's probably like slit her throat or stabbed her or something. Like I really couldn't find. I really couldn't find anything. Not with the book, not online or anything. And then fifth victim, she was killed in her room. It was the most gruesome kill out of all of them. She was disemboweled, and apparently, they called it like virtually skinned down. And the thing is, it was like
Damn.
it was in her room, and they found like her clothes folded like on top of the bed. It was just like
No,
that's
that's a little
weird.
bit that.
Like I think most of these
Damn.
took place in like the street, and then this one took place in a house.
So he had the time. He had so much time in his hands.
The thing is that the last victim, I feel like he probably would have known her, cause think about it. You ain't just gonna go into some random person's house, kill them, and it's like one, he had to have known she was a prostitute.
I mean, I think he knew all of them were prostitutes.
But I mean, think about it. He had to know she was a prostitute. He had to know where she lived, and also like, you know.
Unless he was with her, like in a
But usually,
relationship.
I don't think in a
I mean,
relationship.
no,
I mean,
like I was gonna say something, but
he paid for service.
no, 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 no.
What are
Whatever.
you talking about?
All right, let's keep on going.
What are you talking about, bro?
But like, damn.
What are you talking about? What is you talking about?
What, what were you gonna say?
I don't even know what he was gonna say, man. That just caught me by surprise. I don't even know. So now that we have talked about, Jack the Ripper and his killings, so let's talk about the suspects. There's about like 8 suspects, but
It
we're
was
mainly gonna cover like three
that
and
was
a
the
theory,
main,
three main suspects,
and then our
and
theories.
like a theory that I wrote down.
Oh, I got my theory up here.
Man, I mean, I wrote it down just so have note of it because extensive research. But so
He's big, but his mind is not that big.
motherfucker. But okay, so the first suspect, his name was Montague Johnson Durrett. So it was believed that he had an uncle and cousin who were doctors. It said that he possibly lived with his cousin, who was practicing medicine close to, you know, where the murders took place in
London.
White Castle. Wait, right? White Castle,
No, no,
White
no. It's
Chapel.
yeah.
I don't know why I said White Castle.
He thinks
Cause
he's in a Disney movie
I'm
right
not.
now.
I'm not. I was when I said White Castle, I was thinking about like the restaurant White Castle. Have you ever heard of that? Like
No.
the little sliders. He don't know. But also, it was said to believe when his I think when his uncle died that the Durrett, he was around 40 years old, and it was said to believe that he was like interested in like surgeries and stuff like that, like surgical operations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like kind of ties into.
But then why would he just go and get kill prostitutes specifically?
I don't
Because like
know,
that's why I don't believe that one specifically because of that. Because like he could have killed anyone. Like
but think about it. You would have to have a because they said that the way he killed those women and stuff, and like the way they did, like they got this emboweled and stuff like that. It was kind of like done by like a professional. Like they had to have known what they
yeah,
were
but then
doing.
he did it in the streets. Like he literally like did that quick. If it was like that.
I mean,
Like
if you're practicing something, if you're like a doctor and you're doing surgeries and stuff, there's a way if you're super good at it, you can do it real fast. I mean, think about it.
yeah, but still, why only like specifically prostitutes if he could have just gone
I
like
mean, you never
get
know what
anyone,
people's
like
mindset
killed
is
anyone.
too. They could have been like because back then, well, even still now. I don't know about now, but I know like back then, prostitutes were more like you know less valued, even though stuff like that. So that they didn't really care about their feelings and stuff like that. So it's like,
True, true, true.
and then it was said to he died. He was dead within 4 weeks of the last murder, and then there was a river that was close. His body was found floating in the Thames River. So I'm guessing that river is probably like near, Whitechapel. You know, the whole thing. I mean, his body was found within 4 weeks of the last murder, so it was
Damn.
like dead. So like he could have just
No
committed. He
shit.
could
No
he
shit.
could
They
have
found his
come.
body and he's alive.
Oh yeah, but
And they
that
didn't find his body. They just found him alive. Damn.
but it's like he could have done those murders and then unalive himself. You know,
Run. I don't know.
but he probably felt like guilty. You never know.
I mean, it didn't say that he killed himself
I mean, it was just
or
that
someone
that
killed him.
they just found his body floating in the Thames River.
He
So
just
it was
wanted.
like,
He just wanted to take
go
a
for a
little.
swim. Let me go. Let me take a quick dive.
You never know.
Let me hold my breath as long as
Drown.
I can. Like, no. So the second suspect, his name is Michael Ostrog. He was a Russian doctor, but also he was a criminal. So
Hmm.
he was indicted to an insane asylum for homicidal tendencies, and then apparently that he couldn't provide a strong alibi in his whereabouts during the murder.
But then he was in a asylum like
It was
before.
before. It was before like the killings happened.
So when the killings happened, he was out already.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they he couldn't provide a strong alibi because he was imagine homicidal tendencies.
oh yeah,
That's
of
like
course. He's
trying to
gonna
kill
kill someone.
somebody. So it's like he couldn't provide a strong alibi for his whereabouts when like the murders happened, but they couldn't indict him, like arrest him or anything because of it, because there was not enough evidence.
Mm.
You know,
He's crazy.
I mean, he's crazy, but like, there's not enough evidence of him. Like, oh yeah, he did it. So it's like they couldn't really
Hmm.
do. They really couldn't do anything about it.
Damn, extensive research.
You know, do my stuff. You
Damn.
know, I always gotta come prepared.
Okay.
Okay, so the third and last suspect we're gonna talk about, his name is Aaron. Cause I almost said Aaron.
Aaron.
Aaron, but Aaron Kosminski, who was a resident in Whitechapel. So never know. It could have been someone in that area. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's
I
some
mean,
families.
it's most like
So
most probable.
after the last murder happened, he spent some time in an insane asylum, and then he resided in the asylum till he died. So it was like after the last murder happened, he just stayed in this. He went into the asylum and stayed there till he died, like till
Huh.
like
Now
for
that's a
many
little
years.
more credible.
Then he was also known for his hatred towards women, particularly prostitutes. With this third suspect, there was most people was like I was seeing that most people were saying that most likely it was him, just because like all like the evidence and stuff, and well the other evidence and stuff, and that he like his appearance matched the description of like the murderer of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
But then I see when doing my research, I seen that um for one of the murderers from one of the
Okay.
one of the victims, their scarf had blood and semen particles on the scarf. So whenever they like ran through it, they found this mutation called, it was 314.1C, um that only 1% of people can have it, which people they thought, oh, I forgot the scientist name that found it. He was like, oh yeah, it's definitely this guy because only 1% of people can get it,
Yeah.
and it's like it ties into him, so it's like you know it's it's that guy. But then they did more research and stuff, and they found it was a different type of mutation. It was 315.1C, which only 99% of people of European descent can get it. So it went from being, oh
Basically
yeah,
everyone.
it's that guy, to, oh, it's a oh shit, it's a bunch of people. So it's like
Damn. He
it's like
got
it
saved.
discredits his
But then
his
is was
findings.
that from the killer?
The what, the scarf
No,
or
no.
the like the
The
blood or semen?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but then with that, with the mutation that they found, that 315.1C, um it kind of like not kind of altered like the results and
Oh.
stuff,
And by
and
that time they didn't
it
have
could
that
have been
much
it could have been,
knowledge.
and because with that mutation it could have just been anybody, like it disproved like it wasn't that just that guy,
Yeah.
could have been anybody. So it's like you know it discredits
There.
that guy. So it's
Poor
like
guy.
so it was like the scientist was like, man, it's like all his work and stuff is like you know discredited just because of that one mutation.
Poor scientist. Poor guy. All his life just for that.
I mean, all
There.
his work and hours spent
Life.
doing that. It's like,
Life.
dang, dang, I want to say life so bad.
I mean, all
Okay.
his life being a scientist,
All
basically.
my life,
Yeah,
all
keep
my
on with
life,
this.
they're trying to see me
You're
down.
not a singer.
They trying to keep me down. J. Cole and Lil Durk.
Yeah, okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up. Alright,
Okay.
so it's a little theory that I wrote down. I said, what if Jack the Ripper could have, instead of being a man, it was a woman? Because back then, women typically wash their hands. Well, not wash their hands, but typically, they did most of like the home works and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And because the men would go out and do their business and stuff, and it's like it would typically like they could cut their hands and stuff. So it was like if there was blood on their dress, they wouldn't they wouldn't be suspected. But also with that, you could also think about how they could, pass by through cops and stuff unsuspectedly, and knowing
True. True.
like getting away so easily because like they just blend in with the crowd. Because no one's gonna expect a woman to be a murderer,
And they were looking for.
a man. So if it's like they said it was a man, and it could have been a woman, you could have just done it.
That's why never found
And
it.
you never know. She could have dressed up as a man, did it, and, passed by unsuspectedly.
Okay.
It's just a
Okay.
little theory. And I mean, it also could have been somebody who lived in that area just because
I mean, it's a little bit more obvious to live in that area because it wasn't within a 15-mile radius. Like
all the
area.
murders took place near each other,
Exactly.
and it's like you would have to have known the women,
To know where specifically they were, like you
yeah,
you would have to follow
to know
to
where
follow.
they lived because that last victim died in like literally,
Was tortured
well,
in
not
her house.
tortured. I don't think
She
tortured,
got skinned.
but I mean,
That is torture.
she was she was sleeping and they killed her, so it's basically
Oh,
not torture exactly.
oh. I mean, you didn't say that.
That's what I said earlier.
I didn't hear that.
But with that, it's like you, it's the most gruesome. It's like you have to have known where they lived, like where have they would have entered through like the front door, through a window, like you would have to know like the specific area just because
But then no neighbors were there like that.
I mean maybe, but I mean as long she was sleeping,
But there
so
was
I
no
mean
witnesses. They didn't found no like
I mean the guy that lived with her, her roommate, found her
dead.
dead, but with that, I mean, it could be him too, just because I seen that I forgot his name, but that he was telling her to like not do the prostitution anymore, just because like all like the stuff that was happening, and like it could have been him that he was murdering these girls to be like, oh yeah, look what's happening to them. So it's like don't do it anymore,
Yeah, because he
and she
wanted.
kept doing it. So it's like eventually, it all caught up to her. But it's just another theory too.
Hmm. Because like logically, like I think it was someone in the area, but like if you're gonna be sneaky like that, because like every victim was like if you're gonna see it in a sort of view was followed before killed, because it's not like you're just gonna pass by her and be like, oh, you know what, I want to kill that woman. Like no, like specifically prostitutes,
But I
and
mean,
then knowing like an exact place to kill. Like
but also with prostitution is they go up to you and it's like, oh hey,
I mean, yeah, but it,
like I don't know if y'all seen it, bro. I just did because there's
bro.
something funny, but it's like like they present themselves as that.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
but
that's how it's like a not typical work, but I mean like it's like that's how they usually get their money and stuff.
I
So
mean,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah, but I think like my theory is that
pimping ain't easy,
the
bro.
there,
Walking out with a
but
cane, like how you doing? Just tip your hat.
okay, that nah, nah.
Oh,
But like my theory is that you know the dude or the woman that was killing all of these prostitutes uh was following them, like knowing where specifically they were gonna be and the area, because like it's not like he's gonna go like where everyone's there and just be like, you know what, that's where I'm gonna kill you. Like no. And then they had enough time, or he or she had enough time to actually like slice them and take whatever organs they wanted. So like let's say as quick as quick as possible, let's say I don't know, like 10-15 minutes to actually do all that and precise. So
But you could also think that I think most of his kills were in alleyways. So most people are not gonna go through alleyways, especially during the night, because creepy as
unless you're a
hell,
robber.
creepy as hell. But it's like not a lot, and especially since back then there was no light. I guarantee it was more dark, so it was less. It was harder to
Yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah. They had
You
all
know,
these lanterns.
yeah, like you're not gonna find a body unless like you had like because there was no flashlights back then and
But
stuff.
then
You have a whole
that's the thing.
lantern.
If they found the eyewitnesses found the body, that means they were going through that alleyway, right? And how many
But it's a
eyewitnesses
little
was
too
it?
late. I mean,
It
is
was
that
like
well for each like the first one, uh, there was a guy that found her. Then for the second one, um, I think they found her. They found her like a little bit. It just depends on the time too, because you see like
yeah,
most of these took place 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
yeah. But
So like
it was
when people
reported.
when people are typically asleep,
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was reported almost always. It was reported like let's say of 40
45
40
minutes
minutes
later.
after. So because like the double murder, like the double day murder, night murder, it was like 45 minutes. He killed the first one, and then 45 minutes after the second one was killed. So like that means someone reported it like in those like 45 minutes, both of them, like both
True.
of the bodies. So
But I mean,
then
it could have been different people too. So it's like one
exactly,
found her
but
in this place,
who
one found.
knows? Like that could be another theory because who knows? Then he had help from other people.
I mean,
Like
I
not
highly
help,
doubt it.
like killing or nothing. Like just like, oh, I'll just give you this money and you don't say shit. You know,
But I mean, highly. I mean,
because
it
one
could be,
person
but I
could have
mean,
like
but
seen that, like at least one of the murders, like someone just actually looked like, look, there's a dude killing
but
someone.
I mean, he can run away. Go through different alleyways or different like
But then
places if
that
he
person would
knew.
have been dead probably. I
But I
don't
mean,
know.
I don't think he would like look at their faces like, oh yeah, you're next, and then like run away. It's like
Like,
tee hee hee, you can't
huh?
find me anymore. And it's like I don't think he's gonna remember somebody who like said that. Oh look,
I
the
mean,
murderer,
yeah,
and
but
it's just,
they'll
he the first thing that's
if
gonna go in his mind is, oh, let me get out of here
or
so I don't get
he'll
caught.
just kill them and oh yeah, he'll just kill them in the same place. Like, oh, you saw me, I'm gonna kill you now, like right now.
Nah, but I
Dead
think his first
instinct,
instinct is to run away so he
of
doesn't get
course.
caught. Because I mean, and
Yeah, yeah,
it was
true,
mostly
true,
women and stuff like that. So
true, true. But like back in the day, they didn't have that much like emphasis to actually have a like research, like do an investigation, an
I mean,
actual
back, like
investigation.
I
Like they just increased the police. Like
heavily,
yeah,
heavily.
that's about it.
But I mean, like let's say if this took place nowadays, I guarantee you they probably would have found them
I mean,
in
yeah,
like a week.
cameras
In
and
a
all
week,
that, but back in the day, they like
it was much
you didn't
harder.
and not only that, you didn't have that much technology to actually have an investigation. Like no cameras, just
No,
eyewitnesses.
there's like basically no technology. Just you know, people would have to be aware of
Yeah,
their
like
surroundings.
and
So
then
it's
just
like,
putting like little posters on the walls and be like, oh, dude, watch out for the kid.
and it's like kind of like they give like only like a description when it's basically like you're just naming every person that lives there.
But that's the
It's
thing.
like
He also sent letters to the police.
true, but I mean
So like they
they couldn't
couldn't.
trace back to it though, because
Yeah, but
it
if you
could have
have a
been
letter,
it could have been anybody being like, oh yeah, I'm the killer, and it couldn't.
true,
It's like
true.
it just could have been anybody.
But why would you do that if you? I mean,
It's prank,
yeah, yeah, yeah. True,
so
true.
it's like
But I mean, at least like two weren't pranks.
only two weren't pranks, but it's like
But
uh,
then,
but they
it,
couldn't trace back, the handwriting and stuff
yeah,
like
but
that.
that's the
So it
thing.
was
If you're
like
gonna send it like I don't know how it worked back in the day, like the mails and all that. But if you're gonna send it, like,
Remember, they
don't
had mailboxes, so it was like it was anonymously.
oh, but from the mailbox, like,
But I mean, it
because
was
if
just.
it's a police mailbox, you'll have to like go in and be like, oh, here's your mail, right?
But I
I
mean, no,
guess.
not
I
unless you
mean, I
just
don't know how it worked
you
back
could
in the
just
day,
put it in a mailbox and literally just because anybody can put mail in a mailbox. They're almost gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the killer right there putting mail, sending letters. It's like anybody could have just
but then if they
put it
increase
in.
the police thing, heavily, the police, wouldn't they have like at least one guard in the mailbox? Just be
No,
like,
because I mean, it would
what do
be
you have? Like, I don't know, some shit like that.
no. I don't think so. Just because people have to you know receive mail, but also send mail to like either family
No, no,
members
but
and
to the police is what I'm saying
no, but I'm saying like
specifically.
they could have like just put like the address of the police station and just sign it anonymously like on the top like oh the Zodiac killer
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
and just send it.
Wouldn't someone be like, huh?
But no one's gonna suspect like oh yeah this person dropped that in. It's just it's all mixed up in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, damn.
But you know the Zodiac killer
But until this day, it's an
still unsolved.
unsolved mystery.
So I mean dang that's 1888 and we're what 2024.
I think
That's a, I think you think you're in 2024.
you never know.
What? What? What do you
You never
mean?
know.
Yeah, I'm in 2004. I have
I saw myself when I was born.
bro. Dude's having a Doctor Strange moment, which is out of body experience. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I mean, looks like it's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, that's about it.
Pretty much that's our first of many
Crime.
crime that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, the series. Crime series.
Different categories.
Series.
Categories.
He meant series. I'm sorry.
Categories.
I'm sorry for my friend.
Categories. I don't know what's wrong with him, but
Series.
I mean categories. But uh, but I mean, it's one of many.
One of many episodes.
One of many episodes. Yeah. I mean, next week. I don't know
I
what we're
really
gonna
don't
talk
know.
about.
But
Just because we're still starting. This is what
yeah,
it's technically
but
our.
if y'all want to leave a damn comment, please do
It's
so.
technically our second episode, but if you count the Q&A as the first, it'd be our third.
Yeah, the question and
But
answer.
Q&A. But if you think about it, it's just pretty much starting up. I mean,
Yeah,
if you have any ideas of what y'all want us to hear, just leave it in the
suggestions,
comments.
comments or just DM us and Instagram at
Yeah.
the
Big and Tall podcast. Oh.
big tall. I mean, big the wait, whoa. It's gonna be in the, down below.
In the description.
Yes.
Ooh, that's what I gotta put in the description.
He's kind of stupid.
I just put our regular. Just put our
He's
regular
kind of
thing.
stupid. He's starting to get intelligent now. So
I'm starting to get intelligent. I'm
yeah,
getting intelligent. So
he was just born
I'm
yesterday.
the one with the notes. You're not. So
I got things in my head.
he hears voices in his head.
Probably, yeah.
Ho freak ho. You're free. But the podcast. I mean, pretty good.
Yeah, with big ideas and tall answers.
I'm Junie.
I'm Angel.
And this is the Big and Tall podcast.